This video is designed to show you how to use and understand the new Vohra method reports. You'll see a few different areas. You have the main chart that shows you your progress in each subject. You have the key that explains these different phases. You have this area where we input data, and of course, if you prefer a chart form rather than a graphical form, you can look at that instead. And over here, we have the worksheets and the number of attempts per worksheet. So let's go over these different areas. We'll start with the key. The key shows the different phases that people go through when they're learning something. Phase 0, many students when they first come to Vohra, they can barely focus on something. Those same students, a few months later, may have completely mastered that concept. So the student that couldn't even begin to just concentrate and pay attention to the topic for 5 seconds has now become able to use that same skill under pressure with distractions no matter what. And that's the kind of progress that we'd like to see. And you can see the descriptions of each individual phase here. Over here is a graph that lets you know what the progress is in each topic that a student is doing over the last 10 classes. We want the graph to be manageable in size. Also, what happened 50 classes ago may no longer apply. A student may have forgotten it or may have moved past that, or that topic, may be done. They might have already taken that test. So we just have it for the last 10 classes listed here. What you'll see is that over time, most students will gradually improve. But sometimes students will go temporarily down, and that's no big deal. If you see that your chart has gone down a little bit, yeah, pay attention to that topic, but don't freak out. You're not the first person that's ever had a line go down a little bit. Over here at the bottom, we have a list of the worksheets that you've done and the number of times that you've tried to learn the topic. Now, this is important. The number of attempts means how many times have you gone through the entire worksheet in an attempt to learn the topic. At school, they'll say a thing is done once you've gone through the motions of doing it. That's not really learning. That's just finishing a piece of paper. That doesn't matter. For us, a topic is done when you've learned the information. Now, sometimes you might need to do a worksheet 5 or 6 or 10 times before you've fully mastered that concept, before you've really learned the information. That's totally fine. Now, if your numbers are getting very high, so for example, we see that this made-up student has had to do factoring 8 times. What that lets you know is that this is clearly a sticking point. For some reason, your brain is a little hesitant about factoring. Again, that's no problem, but you need to psychologically commit harder to factoring. That means that if you're the student or the parent, take the factoring worksheet, print it out, and staple it to your wall. It doesn't matter if the answers are there or not. Let yourself know how important that is. We don't teach you something here unless it's very, 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 very important. Nonsense topics, we don't even have worksheets for them. We only have worksheets for the things that matter the most. So the number of attempts is, again, the number of times that you've attempted to learn a topic. And it's going to range from 1 time, if you learn it perfectly the first time, which is relatively uncommon, to 5, 10, maybe even 20 times. And that's there to let you know how difficult that topic is for your brain, and therefore how much emphasis and how much effort and how much focus you need to put on that topic. Anyway, I hope this video helped. If you have other questions, just email me at arvin@vohramethod.com.